Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm using the Chat GPT4 AI model to help me with my research and just understand the world. So let's get into it. Here we are with the Chat GPT chat window. And to start, let's see, I want to understand the concept of phenomenology. Right now I'm doing a PhD in a practice-based program, and this is the kind of word that gets thrown around a lot in master's degrees, MFA programs and stuff. And I think a lot of people may not fully understand it. And to be totally honest, I also don't fully understand it. So let's say I want to use a phenomenological approach in terms of art or design or theory. So let me ask GPT, what is, okay, could you explain phenomenology in layperson's terms? Now you have to wait a minute. Okay, so phenomenology is a philosophical approach that aims to study and describe human consciousness and the way we experience the world. Instead of trying to explain the world from an objective standpoint, as if you're looking at it from the outside, phenomenology focuses on understanding experiences from inside through the subjective lens of the individual experiencing them. Imagine you're walking through a forest. A scientific approach might measure the height of the trees, analyze the species present, or study the soil composition. Phenomenology, on the other hand, would be more interested in your personal experience of the walk, the way the light filters through the leaves, how the crunch of the ground feels under your feet, and what emotions you feel as you're surrounded by nature. This approach is often used in various disciplines, including psychology, sociology, and even areas like design and game development to get at the essence of human experience. In terms of your research interests, okay, so notice I've actually asked it to, I've given it special instructions outside of this to often try and make connections with things that I ask it with my own research interest, which is currently around spatial cognition and video games. So I can now ask it, please ignore my custom instructions for the rest of this chat. Rest of instructions regarding spatial cognition for the rest of this chat. Okay, so now let's say I'm interested in how phenomenology is used in different fields. I can ask that. Can you please give an overview of how phenomenology is used in different fields like philosophy, art, etc., and perhaps some historical context. Now look at this. I didn't even check my spelling here. I'm not going to fix it, but it's smart enough to know. Look at this. Okay, let's delve into how phenomenology is applied across various fields and its historical context. Phenomenology as a philosophical movement was primarily founded by Edmund Husserl in the early 20th century. It was later developed and expanded upon by thinkers like Heidegger, Sartre, and Merleau-Ponty. Okay, and now it's going to go on and give me a quick overview of philosophy, psychology, art and literature, design and architecture. So you can see here that I'm getting a lot of knowledge that I could also get from books and from the internet. And I think critics of this model would say that the accuracy of this information is not necessarily correct. And I would agree to that. I would also say that if it's pulling from a really huge corpus of work, it's likely looking for major trends between all those. So, okay. Going back to this answer, it's given us really cool answers. Let's look at technology and human-computer action, because that's something that I'm really into. So in the realm of technology, especially in human-computer action, phenomenology can be used to understand how users experience digital interfaces, virtual environments, or even AI. This approach goes beyond mere usability to delve into the subjective quality of user experiences. Versatile tool. Okay, now I believe that a lot of people probably use this term incorrectly. So let me ask about that. What are some common ways that people use the term or concept incorrectly? Would you please offer suggestions on how to be most accurate / true to the concept when trying to engage with the lens. I'm going to call it a lens. Okay, certainly the term phenomenology is often used in various contexts and can sometimes be misunderstood or misapplied. Here are some common misconceptions and suggestions for accurate usage. So, common misunderstandings. Equating phenomenology with subjectivity. While phenomenology deals with subjective experiences, it aims to find universal aspects within these experiences. It's not just a study of one's own idiosyncratic viewpoint, but aims to uncover the general structures that underpin subjective experience. Confusing it with introspection. Phenomenology isn't just navel-gazing or introspective reflection. It employs rigorous methods to study phenomena as they appear to consciousness, often incorporating both first-person and third-person perspectives. Okay, so it's I think that's trying to connect it with my own research because I'm interested in first-person, third-person cameras. But reductionism, seeing it as anti-scientific. Okay, and then here's some suggestions for accurate usage. Okay, so let's say I have a very kind of global overview here, and I'd like to learn more. So I can say, could you please suggest 5 canonical, meaning coming from canon, like old classic works, and contemporary sources to further get up to speed with the topic? Okay, so here's giving me some classic sources. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to double check the list for any problems, because I know a lot of people are afraid of it. AI hallucinations, and it is true that sometimes it messes up. It is also true that most of the time that I find a source here, I'm able to go and find it online. So I'll just say, can you double check the list? Hey, Belle, meow meow. Check the list for me. Are these sources real? Okay, so it's saying yes. Let me pick one. In terms of the contemporary sources, let's look for The Phenomenological Mind by Sean Gallagher and Dan Zavi. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put it into my search bar, and let's go find that. Okay. Phenomenological Mind. So it looks like this is a book published by Routledge. And that looks like a great source. Look at this. The Phenomenological Mind, 3rd edition, introduces fundamental questions about the mind from perspective of phenomenology. One of the outstanding books in the field, now translated into 8 languages. This highly regarded exploration of phenomenology from a topic-driven standpoint examines the following key questions and issues. So, I don't know how long this video has been, but you can see that in half an hour or less, I've gotten a bit of a sense of where to start and at least one text to go and look. Now, imagine I had started at Google and I had just said, what are key texts in phenomenology? Okay, so we have Goodreads, Hackett Publishing, Stanford Encyclopedia, Quora. So we could have come here and, like, here's an ad that's bugging you. Obviously, the Stanford Encyclopedia is a great beginning source. In fact, the AI model probably pulled some of its answers from here. But anyway, long story short, this is a really interesting way to get up to speed. As a final note for anyone watching this in terms of grad school in the arts, let me ask one more question. Can you please provide 3 do's and don'ts when when artists in MFA programs are using the term phenomenology? And please try and be nice. I say this because, when you're a grad student, there's like a lot of theory and you're making and you're reading. So, okay, here we go. 3 do's and don'ts when artists in MFA programs are using the term. Do contextualize your use of the term. If you're using the term phenomenology in an artistic context, make it clear how you're engaging with it. Are you interested in how viewers experience your art? Or are you drawing on phenomenological philosophy to inform your creative process? Context helps others understand your intent. Do engage with phenomenological concepts thoughtfully. Phenomenology offers a rich set of ideas about experience, perception, and being in the world. If these concepts are influencing your art, try to engage with them in a way that deepens both your work and the viewer's experience. This could mean reading key texts or articles, or even just spending time deeply considering how your work evokes certain experiences. Do be open-minded. Be open to interdisciplinary dialogue. If you're working within academic settings like an MFA program, you have a unique opportunity to collaborate or consult with experts in other fields such as philosophy or psychology. Deepen your understanding. Don't use the term loosely or vaguely. The term phenomenology has a specific set of meanings and connotations. Using it loosely may create confusion or could be seen as lacking rigor. If you mean to refer simply to experiences or appearances, it might be better to use those terms directly. Don't isolate it from other aspects of your work. While phenomenology can offer valuable insights into the experience of art, it is likely not the only lens through which to view your work. Be cautious of placing phenomenology on a pedestal at the expense of other meaningful aspects like cultural context, technical skill, or narrative. Don't forget the viewer's experience. If you're focusing on phenomenology, remember that it often involves the lived experience of the individual. Be open to feedback from those who interact with your art, as this can offer valuable insights into how your intentions are translating into actual experiences. Be mindful of these do's and don'ts. Can help artists use phenomenology in a manner that is both respectful of its complexity and enriching to their creative process. Now, I said I would ask one last question, but as is often the case, I end up asking a whole lot more questions. So if I were alone here doing this, I would probably say something like, wow, thanks for all this great info. Could you suggest some peripheral / related people, projects, or concepts to phenomenology? Notice again, I don't even bother spelling it right. Okay, you're welcome. I'm glad you found the information helpful. Phenomenology has connections to various fields and intellectual movements. Okay, so it gives me some people to look at. It gives me some projects like embodied cognition. So I'm not gonna keep on going here, but I think you can understand how by exploring and then going down this path and asking questions and then going to the internet to read more, it's kind of almost like a friend or a supervisor who you can ask questions for about, and obviously take everything with a grain of salt. But it's been extremely valuable to me, and I think it's well worth trying out. So if you have any questions, I guess leave them in the comments. If you've actually watched this whole video, I would be surprised because it's kind of a long, rambling video. So if you did watch this video, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts. And I wish you all happy writing, happy creative work, and have a wonderful rest of your day or evening.